have a gift for you. Visit us online at KBLA.store for holiday savings of 20% off all of our KBLA swag. For the best in merch, gift ideas, books, media, and more, log on to KBLA.store right now. And be sure to check out our KBLA team favorites at KBLA.store today. That's KBLA.store for all our official merch on your favorite talk radio station, KBLA Talk 1580, at 20% off, but only during the holiday season. Happy holidays.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss you. Is there something wrong with that?
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my neck.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
So, I've been struggling with an idea recently that I was thinking maybe you'd be able to help me out with. Basically, in a recent interview, you talked about how myth is meant to reconcile inherent contradictions in reality, right? But I'm sort of stuck between two mythological or psychoanalytic ideas that I think are both really important, but they seem to have an inherent contradiction within them that I've been trying to figure out. So on one hand, you have this idea that there's times in your life where you have to identify things in yourself that are insufficient, or there's a problem somehow that you have to kind of have a controlled burn or like a phoenix-like transformation where you discard part of yourself that doesn't fit or is not working. But then on the other hand, you have talked about this Jungian idea where as you become really, when you get older, you mature by reincorporating things about yourself that you lost when you were younger, or that, you know, you're trying to integrate your shadow, or you're trying to find parts of your personality that maybe you've been rejecting and try and figure out how to bring them into the fold or into the whole. So he's got this quote that I really like, which is, "I'd rather be whole than good."
Right.
So on one hand, you may identify something as a problem and you want to get rid of it or burn it off. But then on the other hand, it seems like the path to being stronger is to figure out how to put everything together.
So there's a one of the things Jung wrote about in his works on alchemy was an explanation of the prime alchemical dictum, which was solve coagula, which meant dissolve and integrate. Right. So imagine this. So imagine you had a fairly hostile father who was not very well controlled in his aggression. Decent person other than that, but let's say that. And so your reaction is, I'm never going to be aggressive. And so you've built a moral structure that's part of your personality. And there's possibility floating around outside of that you've denied any ethical, what would you say? You've stripped the idea of aggression of any ethical utility whatsoever. Okay, so what happens? This burns off, and then that comes back up. Now you still have to integrate it. So it's associated in some sense with Nietzsche's idea as morality as cowardice. Because one of Nietzsche's most trenchant critiques of traditional morality, let's say, is that most of what passes for morality isn't morality. It's just cowardice. It's not that I'm a good person and I don't hurt you. It's that I'm afraid to hurt you. And because I don't want to admit that I'm afraid to hurt you, then I say I'm moral, because then I can mask my essential fear and cowardice in a guise of morality. And that happens far more often than you would think, because harmless and moral are by no means the same thing. So some of what you're burning off, you can sit, and this is where Freud was such a genius, I think, is because he concentrated on aggression and sexuality, which are perhaps the two most difficult parts of a personality to integrate, said that the hypersimplified morality stops you from tapping into deeper recesses of your psyche. And it's partly because they're primal forces. It's not surprising that you don't want to have anything to do with them, that you stay away from situations where they might make themselves manifest. But the problem is, by denying the worst in yourself in that manner, suppressing it, you preclude the possibility of the best. Because no one can be a good person without integrating their capacity for aggression. Because without that capacity for aggression, you cannot say no. Because no means, if you really say it, no means there isn't anything that you can do to me that will make me change my mind. Or conversely, it means I will play for higher stakes than you will. And unless you've got your aggression integrated, there isn't a chance you can say that.
I struggle. My aggression isn't integrated. It is not integrated. So what happens with me, I put myself on the Barbie, man. What happens with me is the volcano effect. I tolerate, and my toleration has a time limit. I can only tolerate for so long, and then the build-up, and then I pop off. Do you see? We have to integrate the demon into the persona that everybody else sees. So many people front like they good. Just because, like he said, just because you front like you're nice doesn't mean you are a moral person. Whew, heavy stuff. We are in relationship with people like this, and they are pointing the finger at another broken person saying you're the problem for why this relationship didn't work. Can you imagine? Attila, Houston, Texas, get your final thought.
Uncle Zoe, that was heavy. That was deep. Okay, so my final thoughts. I definitely think everything that they're talking about will lead to spiritual blockages or a constipation, if you will, of your spirit. Mm-hmm. So I suppose the best way to basically not run into those issues is to, like you said, talk about things as they come up, which I'm a coward in that area. Mm-hmm. So, yes. Mm-hmm. Yes.
But you're not the only coward. There's a lot of us that are like that, right? So what you're talking about is this right here. Addressing small issues to prevent larger ones. Small issues, when left unaddressed, can snowball into larger problems over time. By addressing them and resolving the smaller conflict, couples can prevent the accumulation of resentment and frustration. This proactive approach allows partners to develop effective communication skills and establishes a foundation of trust as well as boundaries. By addressing small issues, couples can create a safe space for open dialogue, making it easier to navigate more significant challenges that may arise in the future. Your thought?
I completely agree. Like they say, it's better to deal with, the little small bugs than to try and kill a whole wasp nest, right?
Right.
I agree.
So guess what you just did, Attila?
I brought Houston in the building.
Houston, Texas is in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, you know the routine. All you have to do, the protocol, 1-800-920-1580. That's 1-800-920-1580. The phone lines are your friends. You want to join this conversation because Zoe needs instruction. Zoe needs inspiration from you. We are doing this together or we are not doing it at all. Listen, I got callers on the line who's been on the longest. John, Mountain View, Hawaii, aloha. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Aloha, Zoe. Deep stuff that you're getting off into for all the chatters, the callers, the lurkers, and the lovers. Contribute, subscribe, be a part of this movement. But briefly, I am going to say very few words, and I'm still reminded of Dr. Alan Berger's quote, "Only the best of you can see the worst of you."
Ooh.
And not to say that at the point of your lowest point, where most of us will claim, this might be it, i.e. when we have to volunteer, be vulnerable, share those things that are going to be a conflict or what have you. If you saw the light, period, didn't you realize both of y'all was in the building? Both your good light and your bad one.
That's good stuff. That's heavy stuff, man. Guess what? Come on, keep going then.
So again, if we're looking at ourselves in the reflection of the mirror, that again we claim the bad stuff and we don't want to let that be seen. We put on the mask so we can be the human beings that we live in this life, and the niceties and all that, which again some of us can already see through. Truly,
man. Guess what you just
but
did,
for
John?
those of us,
oh no, you're not finished, brother. You finished. I don't know if you finished or not. Keep going.
No. I'm done. I will end here. Blessings to all of y'all. Have a good evening. And yes, Mountain View is in the house.
Mountain View, Hawaii is in the building. You want to bring your city in the building? You know the deal. You know the routine. All you got to do is call me, 1-800-920-1580. When we come forward, we're coming home. We're going to Los Angeles.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580. Environmental justice, pollution, and climate. In Los Angeles and across America, people of color are suffering and dying from disproportionate health impacts on a planet that has less than 10 years to prevent irreversible damage. Heat illnesses, respiratory illnesses, water-related illnesses, food system impacts, insect-related diseases, black maternal health, and mental health effects. As the impacts of climate change mount, millions of vulnerable people, our people, are going to bear the brunt of these extreme environmental events, which will likely lead to forced displacement, loss of cultural identity, and other related risks. These realities are as real as rain. Stay tuned to KBLA Talk 1580 for more details about the most progressive multimedia and live events campaign any black media outlet has ever undertaken to combat the climate catastrophe. Experts, events, empowerment. It's all on the way from unapologetically progressive KBLA Talk 1580. We don't black down. We level up.
Level up, 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 level up.
Do you have both Medi-Cal and Medicare?
If so, the new LA Care plan called Medicare Plus can help you get the most out of your health plan for $0.
LA Care provides personalized service to Angelinos like us.
Plus, it gives us access to doctors and specialists across Los Angeles County.
For zero cost, we get access to full benefits.
From vision coverage,
in-home support services,
to prescription drug coverage,
and a quarterly over-the-counter allowance.
Plus personal equipment,
meal programs,
a gym membership,
and so much more.
For more than 25 years,
LA Care has provided Angelinos with access to quality health care at an affordable cost.
For our families,
our seniors,
our community,
it's a plus.
It's a plus
for all of us.
Now. We tend not to think about now. We dream about tomorrow, relive yesterday. But right now in front of us is victory over cancer. Right now, cancer research funded by the V Foundation is leading to better treatments and saving lives. Victory over cancer is there for the taking by you, because today's cancer research is tomorrow's victory. Learn more at v.org.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
kicked out of door when you're cold. Oh, what the hell? You're always surrender. What's this strange relationship that we hold on to? Baby, I just can't stand to see you happy. More than that, I hate to see you sad. Honey, if you let me, I just might do something rash. What's this strange relationship?
Hey! Leave it to Prince to put it in words perfectly. 1987 Sign of the Times album, in my opinion, Prince's greatest work. Originally, it was supposed to be a 3-disc set, but Warner Brothers, he had problems with Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers said it's too long. Imagine, to me, this is the greatest album he's ever put out. You got Strange Relationship. You got Adore. You've got Ballad of Dorothy Parker. You've got If I Were Your Girlfriend. You've got Housequake. You've got Sign of the Times. You have so many great records. The Cross and just so many great records. To me, it's that album that has the most continuity of all of his albums, and it was a double CD. Can you imagine how much greater it would have been if Warner Brothers would have allowed him to, put out the full triple CD set? But he was upset. He fought with them. He goes back into the studio and he creates the sequencing for the album. Still turned out to be an amazing record, Sign of the Times. And that's a great cut on that particular album, Strange Relationship. Many of us are in a strange relationship with conflict. We don't know how to use it for our benefit, right? We just don't, right? Effective conflict resolution or effective conflict management skills. To navigate conflicts successfully, couples can employ various conflict management skills. Number 1, active listening, empathy, and validation are essential in creating a safe and supportive environment for open dialogue. See, we let people have open dialogue in our relationship so long as it's not offensive. But what if I'm offended? What if I'm hurt by your actions and my frustration and disappointment are speaking? Many people don't want to hear from your frustration and disappointment. They don't want to hear from your abandonment. They don't want to hear from your invisibility. They don't want to hear from your perceived deafness. Like, you're deaf, I'm deaf to you, and I really want to share what that feels like with you so you can understand how you make me feel or how you contribute to how I feel. So they say it's open communication so long as it's not attacking me, so long as it's not calling me to the floor, so long as it's not pointing out things that I do that I refuse to acknowledge. Do you understand? To me, that's a real safe environment when your partner's true frustrations can be expressed to you without judgment. I know it's a tall order, but imagine the quality of the relationship that could allow that to happen. Right? I'm just asking you to think about it. So conflict management skills, active listening, empathy, and validation are essential in creating a safe and supportive environment for open dialogue. Setting boundaries and practicing assertiveness can ensure that conflicts remain respectful and constructive. I struggle with all of this, okay? So don't get caught up on me telling you this. I struggle with all of it, okay? Seeking professional help, such as couples therapy, can also provide valuable guidance and tools for resolving conflicts in a healthy and productive manner. Listen, let me go back to that open dialogue point, because this is a big point. We want things to be good in our relationship. That's what most people are focused on. It's got to be good. If it ain't good, I'm wasting my time. And good means feel good. Good means pleasurable. Good means in my favor. Good means I'm getting something that, for my highest good. You hear people say that sometimes your highest good hurt. Sometimes your highest good sets your soul on fire, but in doing so burns your body, burns your desires up. Right? Burns your addictions up. You think that's an easy process? No. Many people are addicted to pleasure, and they don't understand that pleasure is an identical twin to pain. So this is why conflict shows up, because we're always taking the path of least resistance, not knowing that that pleasurable path is building up pain. Because at some point, the road is going to get rocky. And because all you know how to do is avoid the pebbles in the road, at some point, you're going to get to a part of the road that's impassable. Of course, the great Krishnamurti. Thought nourishes, sustains, and gives continuity to fear and pleasure. I need you to stop and listen to that. It is your thought that nourishes, sustains, and gives continuity to fear and pleasure. This felt good, I want more. This felt good, I don't want to lose it. This felt good, this belongs to me. It felt good. Don't cheat on me. Don't give it to somebody else. Do you understand what I'm saying? Let me read it again. Thought nourishes, sustains, and gives continuity to fear and pleasure. The great Krishnamurti. Meditation is not the pursuit of pleasure and the search for happiness. Meditation, on the contrary, is a state of mind in which there is no concept or formula, and therefore total freedom. It is only to such a mind that this bliss comes unsought and uninvited. In other words, I'm not looking. How many people are looking to be happy? How many people are looking to be satiated by another? To be approved of, to be accepted, to be wanted, to be loved, to be seen in a certain light. Let me hit it again. It is only such a mind, right? This bliss comes unsought and uninvited. The bliss comes because you're not looking for it, and it comes without an invitation. Once it is there, though you may live in the world with all its noise, pleasure, and brutality, because you will be brutal to be pleased. Ooh, do you hear me? You will brutalize others to protect your pleasure. Do you see? Once it is there, though you may live in a world with all of its noise, pleasure, and brutality, they will not touch that mind. Do you understand what's happening here? Do you understand what's being said? We've got callers. I'm sorry. Sometimes I go on a little diatribe. Daryl, Los Angeles, get in here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, when you go off, it's much appreciated, dude, because you be right on top of the topic, and you can't miss with Krishnamurti. That's for sure.
Right.
This is a really sensitive subject matter because it's so many variables. There's no right answers. There's no wrong answers. I feel like when I always circle back to my my relationship I had with my ex-wife and how the vulgarity that was said. And I'm a reasonably decent guy. I'm a nice guy, right? I don't let I don't shoot from the hip. I don't come out of a box on nobody unless it's warranted. But never I want it to be my woman, my lady, right? But when you come into a relationship where you guys are, you just don't want to play fair. I mean, if you come into conflict, that's inevitable, of course. But if you're with a partner that don't, color in the lines and remain respectful and calm, then once you pop off and, the filter is off and you say things that you can't take back, it cuts like a knife. And you can't see that person in the same way again. You don't see them. It's kind of like, okay, you get into an argument or whatever, and then the gloves come off or the filter is off, and I know as a Gemini.
But wait, why can't you see them?
Why? I don't understand why can't I?
You said once they pop off, once they turn the corner, you don't see them the same again. Why?
Because of what you said, the vitriol, right? If you cut them down, I hold women in very high regard. I absolutely love Black women.
Me too.
And
But wait, I think you're missing the whole point. You're still a human being. And if you're being treated a certain way, yes, we love them, but you're still human and you're still subject to say something out of frustration, out of disappointment, out of disillusionment. And I'm saying the next level of evolution in relationship is true expression, right? A space where true expression can exist without judgment. That's another level, bro.
But at the same time, Lo, when you say certain things in terms, and you say it after you've been poked, like you were saying, you let it build up, and that is because you want to pick your battles.
Wait, no, hold on, because I'm going to hold you over. That's not because I want to pick my battles. That's because I'm wounded. Do you see? So I'm going to ask you the question now. Who's holding the grudge? You or the wound? When we come forward, more from Daryl. He going to answer that question.
He's on fire tonight. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. The issue of redistricting in Louisiana is back in court this week. A scheduled 7-day trial may determine whether political lines for state legislative seats will be redrawn. Plaintiffs claim Louisiana uses gerrymandered districts to dilute the Black vote for both the U.S. House of Representatives and for state House and Senate seats. This week's trial will focus only on the state districts. A lawyer for imprisoned ex-Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin, who was convicted of killing George Floyd, says there have been no updates provided to his client's family since he was stabbed behind bars. Minneapolis attorney Greg Erickson stated that he tried to reach out to the Federal Bureau of Prisons about 15 times. Chauvin was stabbed on Friday in the medium security prison in Arizona. He is in stable condition and is expected to survive. That's the latest. I'm Amber Payton on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
Don't miss out because you're sick. Protect your health by getting the updated COVID-19 and flu vaccines so you can stay active, travel safe, gather safe, and be everyday safe.
In a
association with KBLA Talk 1580, the Terry Claiborne Foundation presents its 26th annual holiday party, Saturday, December 9th, featuring live entertainment, celebrity appearances, plus food and drinks. There is a cover charge for this party of the season, but not if you're one of our special guests. All you have to do is go to our website at KBLA1580.com and sign up. That's it, that's all. Just sign up at KBLA1580.com and you could win entrance to the soiree of the season. But whether you win or not, get a ticket, support the kids, and come join us on the red carpet in your semi-formal club attire and celebrate the season with KBLA Talk 1580 and the Terry Claiborne Foundation as we collect toys for the youth in our community. That's Saturday, December 9th, 1110 South La Cienega Boulevard, just south of Olympic. It's a holiday party with a purpose.
I'm Terry Claiborne. It's going to be a party. Come hang out with us.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions because we've got your black. Listen up. If you're one of the more than 100,000 California tenants who were rejected or delayed when applying for COVID rental assistance, you've got a second chance. Under the terms of a new settlement, California's Housing and Community Development Department agreed to audit its past denials. The program ended in March 2022, but the advocacy groups Alliance of Californians for Community Empowerment, Policy Link, and Strategic Actions for a Just Economy sued the department. According to the coalition's analysis of state data, the department rejected nearly 30% of all applicants. Under the settlement, the department agreed to clear all renters in the pipeline within 6 months. The settlement applies to anyone who sought assistance from the state's Housing is Key program before April 1st, 2022, whose applications is pending or was denied after June 6, 2022. Tenants who have questions about the status of their application can call the hotline at 833-430-2122. That's 833-430-2122. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
JP Morgan Chase is building on the investments in California and around the country to help close the racial wealth gap and build a more equitable future. As part of JP Morgan Chase commitment, they are taking action to help improve financial wealth and access to banking in the Black community, helping more people open low-cost checking and savings accounts, hosting community seminars with supporting Black-led institutions by building awareness about financial investments, hiring community managers, and opening community center branches like Crenshaw, Inglewood, and downtown LA. Visit today, jpmorganchase.com/racial equity. Again, jpmorganchase.com/racial equity. Get the tools to help reach your financial goals. Visit today, jpmorganchase.com/racial equity. Again, jpmorganchase.com/racial equity.
Some people won't give you the real talk on drugs, but it's time we know the facts. Fentanyl is killing people. It's a powerful opioid, often made illegally and commonly mixed with illicit drugs. It can even be pressed into counterfeit pills that resemble prescription medications. Just 2 milligrams, about the size of a few grains of sand, can potentially be lethal. This isn't an ad to scare you, but it is an ad to make you think twice. Get the facts. Go to realdealonfentanyl.com. This message is brought to you by the Ad Council.
KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm calling you up, I'm calling you up. 'Cause I need a love doctor, and I need it right away. I'm calling you up, I'm calling you up.
So I got this two-timing chick who got her revenge from when I was on my two-time tip. And even when I tried to correct it, she couldn't get past how she was disrespected, neglected my effort, a pair with no trust, dirty games and affairs that been tearing us up. If things ain't picture perfect, is it really worth it? I have an idea, but I need to know for certain.
I'm calling you up, I'm calling you up. 'Cause I need a love doctor, and I need it right away. I'm calling you up, I'm calling you up. 'Cause I need to hear the doctor's voice to breeze up.
I sit alone in my four-cornered room staring at candles. Cool out, man. We're on the radio, dude? Oh, all right. Well, peep this here. At night I can't sleep. I toss and turn. Candlesticks in the dark. Visions of bodies being burned. Four walls closing in, getting bigger. I'm paranoid, sleeping with my finger on the trigger. My mother's always stressing I ain't living right, but I ain't going out without a fight. See, every time my eyes close, I start sweating and blood starts coming out my nose. It's somebody watching the act, but I don't know who it is, so I'm watching my back. I can see him when I'm deep in the covers. When I awake, I hear a car burning rubber. He owns a black hat like I own, a black suit and a cane like my own. Some might say take a chill beat, but I can't, G, cause there's somebody trying to kill me. I'm popping in the grip when the wind blows. Every 20 seconds got me peeping out my window. Investigating the joint for traps, checking my telephone for taps. I'm staring at the woman on the corner. It's messed up when your mind is playing tricks on you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the VOR back in the building. You already know what it is. The co-host is on fire. My co-host is my playlist. The VOR is on fire tonight. We got a great topic, the hidden purpose of conflict. It's spiritual purpose for relationships. We got callers on the line. My brother Daryl was on, and he was pontificating. We'd like to get his final thoughts. Go ahead, Daryl.
Okay, yeah. In terms of me or the wound, I'm not sure about that one. I might be, because that wound takes me to a certain spot that I don't want to be at. Mm-hmm. So, in terms of my significant other knows me well enough to know that when I'm getting to that point, we just don't want to cross the line. We just agree to disagree or whatever and move on. And at that point, I think that's the best conflict resolution at hand at that point.
Sure.
Now, we can revisit.
Sure.
We can revisit.
No,
when calmer.
Listen, Daryl, I agree with you, brother. I agree with you. But I feel like, okay, let me ask you a question. Do you know how fast technology evolves?
It's at a rapid pace right now, especially with
super
AI,
rapid pace, right? Technology is evolving faster than our spirituality. So we're still using tried and true methods while still being disappointed. You say, oh, you know what? Let's agree to disagree. That's a stopgap. That's like, I don't have a bathtub stopper, so I'm going to use a sock or a rag. Do you understand? Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm saying the next evolution of this thing. Not what, and you're right. For where we are spiritually right now, what you said is 100% correct. But what are relationships going to look like in 20 years? Are we still going to be doing that?
You just triggered something in me. The part of the reason why I am the way I am is because of my father and mother, right? there was no arguments in my mom and dad's house.
Right.
My dad said what he had to say. He allowed my mom to say what she had to say, and he had the final decision. She would express herself. She would express her point, but it was still up to him to either go her way or his way. Because the bottom line was, it was up to him to navigate this family and bring us through whatever we had to go through. So that said, women today don't go for that. Some do, some but not. Like you say, some but not. But the conflict resolution, if you grew up in a house like that and then you come outside of that to the real world for yourself and you witness this, what are you talking about, man? I already said we go through this. So look, if you want to take over, hell, I'll follow you, but that ain't gonna work because I'm not being fully self-expressed.
Do you see?
Right?
Well, I'm talking about a relationship where you are fully self-expressed, even the dark stuff that you don't like. Can you imagine being able to express the 100% truth of who you are in a dissatisfied moment, in a defeated moment, to somebody who says they love you from here to the moon without judgment?
It shouldn't be that hard.
No, it's difficult if you haven't overcome stuff. That's why we're talking about conflict and its spiritual purpose and how conflict can be used to create personal growth to where you can get past the dictates of unhealed, unrequited wounds.
You're absolutely right. I can totally co-sign on that. If you can learn conflict resolution in your relationship,
well,
and
first,
you can move
there's no resolution. It's management. They changed the name. They don't call it conflict resolution anymore. It's conflict management because conflict is ubiquitous. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah, and it's that part. So it'd be more conducive to be management. That will require a collective effort, as opposed to two opposing parties. Just you actually moving through the situation, as opposed to one person being on board with the resolution and the other one just going with it for cracks and giggles. But yeah, I can totally co-sign on that. But that part of you guys just being respectable and calm, because to just have peace in your house.
And that's good, Daryl. That's good. But who's always peace and who's always calm? Who's always at peace? And so you're telling me the only way to deal with those moments where there are deep mental perturbations, you say, let's go away from each other until we calm down. I'm saying, yes, that has worked at a certain level of consciousness. But when do we grow up spiritually to where we really can express the truth of how we feel and not be judged for it and still be loved?
But that's the thing. I mean, in terms of a person, if you really love me, I really love you, nothing should be bigger than that.
You're speaking in absolutes. There are no absolutes.
True, and that's what I started with. To circle back, it's a real sketchy time. It also depends on the depth of the relationship. I mean, I was married 20 years, or versus a woman I'm dating that we've only been dating a few months. The level of intensity between that in that conversation could vary widely. But if you are both parties, I would say, again, are respectable and listen, to one another and validate their concerns, I think that's the only way you can navigate through that.
I hear you.
And not putting it on the back burner and dismissing it. You can revisit, but I don't know. It needs to happen like speed bumps. When you're going down the road and you hit a speed bump, get out of your car and say, oh, man, dang, I hit a speed bump. Oh, man, what am I going to do now? You take the speed bump and adjust. I mean, you adjust your speed, because you don't want to fly too fast because you're going to tear up your car. So it's temperamental. For me, I can't. I can't speak.
And it's all good, brother. I appreciate you going back and forth with me. Guess what you just did?
Oh, LA is up in the building.
Los Angeles is in the building. We appreciate it. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. When we come forward, we're going to talk to the rest of the nation. We got Long Beach, we got Indianapolis, and we got incoming.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom, she started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Did you know addiction to drugs like meth or cocaine is a disease and not a choice? But getting help is. If you have stimulant use disorder, you, your family, and friends may have a lot of questions, including where to start. Choose Change California can help. Make a change today and find a proven treatment option for you at choosechangeca.org.
Anyone can choose to make a difference. You can help people succeed, rebuild after disasters, protect the environment, or feed the hungry. Not only will you make a difference for others, but for yourself. You can earn money for college, learn career skills, and make friendships that last a lifetime. Make a difference. Choose your future. Choose America.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA reminds you that when we fight, we win, and we don't black down. LA Community Action Network, or LA CAN, was formed in 1999 when 25 residents of downtown LA came together and acknowledged the problems that existed in their community and made a commitment to do something about those problems, to stand together, organize, and become a force in the community that demands change. Civil rights and preventing the criminalization of poverty are their core projects. In addition, they take on women's rights, the human right to housing, and healthy food access. LA CAN also has projects focused on economic development, civic participation, voter engagement, and community media. While downtown LA remains their home base, with a particular emphasis on the Skid Row community, in 2007 they expanded their housing and healthy food access work into South Central Los Angeles. LA CAN believes that power for low-income people and people of color is achieved through a large, active, and well-informed member base that utilizes a multitude of methods to advance their messages and goals. If you'd like to join the Los Angeles Community Action Network and organize people to fight back against oppression, please visit cangress.org. That's cangress.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Footsteps in the darkness.
Let's talk about the distraction.
Come on, let me get a little more.
Elsewhere. I keep hearing footsteps, baby, in the dark.
The fire tonight. My playlist is my co-host. Those are the wounds you hear. The wounds got footsteps. They follow you wherever you go. Whatever relationship you find yourself in, you hear them footsteps from the darkness. Darkness, everyone. Let me get these callers in here. Listen, I got to run through you quick. You know this is the last 9 minutes of the show, so we're going to move it. I'm staying on point. Long Beach, get in here. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Hey, Alafia family. Peace to all the callers earlier. Really quick, love the show. Treat it like Bible study. And you definitely have to have a spiritual bulletproof vest to be in the building.
Yes.
It's just at a different frequency. And, big ups to all those who are vibrating at that level. In regards to the topic, is for me, it's simple. Are we teammates or am I the opponent?
I like it.
If I see you as the opponent, then the team is never going to get to that winning goal because the way we talk to each other is not going to be in a nurturing fashion. I believe that people are mature enough to be able to have decent conversation, being able to communicate with each other. From the conflict, iron sharpens iron. You guys should be able to grow after you speak about whatever the content of the conflict is. And then be able to love each other during the time of growth. Because it's not going to be overnight, but that takes teamwork. Like I said, if you see each other as an opponent as opposed to a teammate, you're not going to win.
I love it. You did what right now? What did you do?
I brought LBC in the building.
LBC in the building. Now you know you in trouble. Hey, if you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me 1-800-920-1580. Here we go. Who's been on the longest? Ronan, Indianapolis. Get in here.
Hey, what's good, Zoe? What's happening?
Yes, man. What's the deal, brother?
I say the hidden purpose of conflict is to decide your level of emotional education, endurance, and etiquette.
Emotional education, endurance, and etiquette. Go deeper.
So it's not just for yourself, but the person you're with. Like over time or real quickly, you start discovering, is this person your wife or your warden? Is this man your husband or your hostage?
Oh, God. Oh, I know Ronan was going to come with one. Oh, I love it, Ronan. I love it. I wish you could stay on long. You should have called in earlier. We would have got about 30 of these. Brother Ronan, what did you just do?
Brought Indianapolis to the building.
Naptown is in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. Here's our final caller, I think. Truemonger, Dallas, Texas. Talk to me.
Yes, sir. Oh, man. I mean, I really don't know where people get this idea that relationships are supposed to be easy or life in general is supposed to be easy. Conflict has its purpose. It's going to test you. It's going to test you. It's going to test you how you handle it, whether you take in that lesson or whether you ignore it. Mm-hmm. So even in relationships, there's always going to be a test about how you handle conflict.
Right.
Are you always going to handle it the right way? No. You're not supposed to, because you're supposed to learn from it.
Right.
Once you learn from it, you're supposed to handle them better.
Right.
And keep getting better as you get more life experience. Some people refuse to understand that.
Right.
Some people elevate and continue to grow. Mm-hmm. Now, if you're with your partner and they're not trying to understand that, and they maybe they always want to bail out when conflict arises, that should be telling you something, that they're still spiritually immature and maybe they're not the right person for you at that particular time.
Mm-hmm.
But nothing in life is supposed to be easy.
So you're saying if they can't handle the ebbs and flows, the ups and downs, the tumultuous changes, the abrupt changes, the difficulty in particular moments, if they're not there, then they might not be the person, is what you're saying.
It could be. That could be it.
Somebody thought that partners are not supposed to be deeply disappointed and angry with each other.
That's not true.
But teammates are like that, right? And then they find a way to work it out, right? We're gonna have an all team meeting, closed doors, no coaches. That's happened before, right?
Yeah.
So
do that too.
Yeah, man. A lot of people think you're not supposed to just be really disappointed in your partner because of their lack of teamwork. How about that? Talk to me, True.
I mean, that's just not realistic. There's going to be times where you are disappointed, and you're going to have to deal with that. Doesn't mean you're going to stay mad at them, or you're going to always look at them in a certain way. Just because you have
or you could still be mad at them, and if the opportunity presents itself, you'll come to their defense while still mad at them. If somebody attacked them, if somebody disrespected them, you'll be the first person to come to their defense, and you still mad, right?
Yeah, you handle that private business at home. But if something's going on in public, you stay with your folks.
That's right. That's right.
But nothing in life is supposed to be easy because even peace is challenged by conflict. So, at the end of the day, it's about how you handle it as you experience in life. How you go through life is about how you handle things.
Man.
That's what it really boils down to.
I love it, brother. Guess what you just did?
Just brought Dallas in the building.
Dallas, Texas, our final call of the night. Let me just say this real quick. My television show, a brand new episode tonight. If you haven't seen my television show yet, all you got to do is download the Our, OUR-TV 78, OUR-TV 78 app. Download it right now. As soon as the show goes off, boom, my television show will come on that app. Brand new episode premiering tonight. Check it out. But you know that this fire is not going to end with me. This KBLA fire is not going to end with me. Guess who's coming up next? My friend, your friend, the informative, the intelligent, the beautiful, the passionate, the creative, Jill Monroe. Her show is called RSVP with Jill Monroe. She's up next. Get a bar!
The pipe down, but for every year she was sober. Her son's heart simultaneously grew colder. He started hanging out, selling bags in the projects, checking the young chicks, looking for hit-and-run prospects. He was fascinated by material objects, but he understood money never bought respect. He built a reputation because he could hustle and steal, but got